Are you looking for what the final keyword doing in Java programming? I know that's why you are here. You may have some questions like what is the final keyword, what is the final keyword doing, how to do that using programming in Java. Firstly, I'm going to answer the two questions. What is the final keyword and what is it doing? Okay, it's depend on the context that you are having. The final keyword you can use to variables, for methods, even for classes. If you use final keyword for variables, that variable cannot be modified. Or if you use for methods, that method cannot override. Simply means method in parent class cannot be modified in the child classes. And if you use final keyword to a class, that class is to inherited. That means class is the last child class or subclass. Now let's look at how to use in the program. First of all, I'm going to create a variable called width. I have created variable called width, and I assigned a value 30 to a width variable, and I'm just printing the variable values here. But if I want to change the value of width in later on the program, I can do that. You know that I can change the value of the variable. It's work fine. You know it's work fine. Yeah, you can hear value not affecting. If I print the value of variable after change the value, after change the value, um, yeah, it's changing the value. What if I change this to final? What if I add final here? Let's see. Yeah, you can see here Eclipse showing error. The final local variable width cannot be assigned. It must be blank and not using a compound assignment. And this simply means this is a constant variable. You cannot change it anywhere in the program. Let's see an example for a constant variable. You may know math.pi. Pi is a double variable in the math class. This is a constant variable. Now you can have a problem. How we know this is constant variable? Simple question. Any variable have capitalized letters. That means that's variable constant. We can capitalize this. Then anywhere else in the program we know this is constant variable. This is a constant variable. You may have seen in other programs or in other tutorials some variables have capitalized. That means it's a constant variable. Now let me show you how to use final keyword using in methods. I'm gonna comment this all in the comment, and I have class created called father, and I have also class called son. This class extends the father class, that means inherit the behavior of father class. And in father class I have had one method, doing now method, and I am simply printing an a statement. And in the son class also I have added the methods, same method. That method have one printing statement. Both are doing same thing. What if I add here son watching TV? Can I do this? Let's see. And also forgot to mention here, this is the main method. In the main method I have created son object, first son object name, and I'm calling the doing method in the this object. Why did I you created the new object here? Because this is a static content, so we can't add non-static content in the static context. So that's why I created the object and call it using object. So let's run the program and see what the watching TV, because I call the function here in the first son object doing now watching TV. This method. But if I add final here, now you can see here Eclipse showing us error cannot override the final method from the father, because this method inherit from the father class, and we override the function with final keyword in the father class. If we add final keyword in father class, that means this method cannot be override in the child classes. So that's why this error showing us here. Finally, let's look at how to use final keyword for classes. I'm using the same example that I used before. Son inherit father, and also I have another class called grandson. This is getting interesting. Let's assume father son is a kid. Let's assume the son is a kid, so he can't have he can't have sons, no? Then father cannot have grandson. I think you understand this. I mean, this son is a still child. I assume that son is child, so son class become this son class become last subclass of father class. Okay, he can't be a parent class. This son cannot be a parent class for anyone. Parent class for anyone to another class. That's mean this class cannot be a parent of another class. This is the last child class of this class. Okay, how to do that? I can use final keyword here. Okay guys, final keyword here, then this class become the last subclass of this class. That's mean this son class cannot inherit for another class. You can see here Eclipse showing us an error saying the type grandson cannot subclass the final class. Simply means we cannot create a subclass of this son class. Okay, because this is a final class. This final class cannot inherit for any other class because we have used final keyword here. Okay guys, I forgot to mention, if we have final variable, let's assume final int a equal 5. Okay, this can happen, because of we initialize. What if we didn't initialize this? We cannot modify this variable after the declaration, so we cannot have final keyword without initialize, because we can't modify it later on. This is not point using declaring final. That's why Eclipse showing us error, the blank final field may not have been initialized. Like that also we cannot have final method without doing anything in the program. We have to implement that method. Without implementation, we have no point to use final keyword. Right guys, I hope you get it. If you have any problem about this final keyword or anything about Java programming, let me know for this code. Otherwise, link in the down description below. Comment me if you like this video, click thumb up button, subscribe to my channel if you didn't. See you next time. Thank you for guys watching. Bye bye.